Motorists in Lagos woke up Tuesday morning to some queues at several fuel stations around the city. Well, the queues caused some gridlock in the nation's capital, that's a commercial capital, and left some commuters stranded. It was a similar story in other cities around the country, including right here in the capital, Abuja. Well, Arise correspondent Emeka Monye reports.
Queues building up. Another pointer of a looming fuel crisis in the nation's commercial capital, Lagos. Some of the filling stations visited, we observed, are without fuel, including this one on Falomo. We also noticed long queues stretching into hundreds of meters and causing traffic gridlocks. Although the nation has witnessed some relative stability in the downstream sector of the petroleum industry, the latest scarcity has again raised some fears among motorists.
And it's been so bad, we don't actually understand why things will happen like this in this country. Because we have everything it takes to make life much more easy for the common man. But what we are seeing now is not what we expected at all. But nevertheless, from what they are saying, I think they say they'll start selling soon, and I think they had some kind of issues. According to the manager I spoke with him, said there's some issues, but it will be resolved.
I came here this morning. As I came out, I saw the queue every filling station I met. So I see it. Let me try this place. So it remains more for me to get the fuel. They say the fuel has finished, and we're expecting another fuel. So that's why we are waiting, and the fuel is now arrived. So we are waiting for them to discharge it and start selling.
I just drove out now. I got to Feriwani and I wanted to buy fuel, and I found there's queues everywhere in the filling station. I'm shocked. I'm surprised.
Midway, a truck arrived at this station on Ahmadu Bello Way on Victoria Island to dispense fuel. At this station, the price still remains the same, contrary to insinuations that the recent scarcity may not be unconnected with a possible price hike. Arise crew tried to find out what could be responsible for the scarcity from some of the filling stations managers who spoke with us off camera. None, however, could explain the reason behind it. Black marketers are also having a field day to sell to any available and willing motorists. We also gathered from this man who would not want to speak with us on camera, but suggested that government needs to do more to address fuel crisis in the country. Though the country may have experienced some relative stability in fuel supply in the last 1 year, however, the lamentations from these motorists better explain how frustrated they feel waiting endlessly at filling stations. In the coming days, Nigerian fuel users, particularly motorists like these, who have been held up in the last 4 or thereabout hours in search of the elusive fuel, will be hoping that the Nigerian government, through its Nigerian Petroleum Company Limited, will find a lasting solution to this fuel crisis which has hit the nation in the last 24 hours. Mekemoye, Horizon News.
Well, Chinedu Okoronkwo is the national president of the Independent Petroleum Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and he joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I think a good place to start would be the reason for this queues we are seeing in Lagos, because for Abuja and North Central State, we've heard it's attributed to flooding. We can perhaps understand that. What's responsible for the queues in Lagos? The tank farms, I remember, are located in Lagos.
Thank you. You know that, first of all, I want to tell you that during that northern problem, a lot of motorists didn't. Now that the water...
That's the Kogi flooding that...
Yes.
Yes.
Now the water is receding, and the other routes have also been opened up. It's like there is now surge, so that these other areas could get this product, especially the northern side. And, the NNPC people need to do what they call balancing so that everywhere will start getting, but pretty soon everything will be over. They have enough product to dispense.
But all these measures, whether taken by NNPC and whoever else, stakeholders in this sector, they all seem to be short-term, solutions.
It's short-term.
What about the long-term, the more long-term solutions? I mean, a country that's one of the 6 large exporters of oil in the world, every year, every now and again, Nigerians find themselves, this year alone, February, March, June, and here we are again, fuel scarcity.
Remember, by next year, there will be food regulation of this sector, where people will now come out and play in the big league and even the smaller league. And NPC is saddled with all the responsibility. It's huge for them. But I think by the time they'll begin to allow people to participate, people with money in other sectors can also come in. That way, there will be a level playing ground.
But for now, it looks like, pardon me, it looks like now, according to what we heard in Monye's report there,
yes,
arbitrary pricing. In places like Bayelsa, for example, some are selling for as high as 1,500 naira per liter. Marketers taking advantage of Nigerians just because they know they can and they can get away with it?
You saw the water there. How can motor get in there? You saw the flooding. It's huge. For people to even take their truck there is another thing. We're talking about, this disaster, what we could call a force majeure that nobody planned. It wasn't like that before. So those who have the heart to, take product there can put their price. Things are not really the way it should be anyway, and it's not caused by anybody. It's a natural disaster, and I believe we can use it to judge for now.
So you say what we're seeing in Lagos, excuse me, is sort of artificial. Is it artificial?
No, it's not artificial.
What is it exactly?
You that Lagos is the hub of oil and gas in Nigeria.
Exactly. The tank farms are there.
Tank farms are there. Now, because of that water, when it was hard, people couldn't go there. Now that the water is going down, a lot of people are now, it's like everybody coming at the same time in the same market.
Lagos doesn't have the petrol for the residents.
Tank farm,
so why are we having the queues?
Oh, what I'm telling you, in Lagos, they are not only giving Lagos market, they also giving
spreading
other.
out. So when you talk about this balancing act that the NNPCL must do, and you said they have enough products, how soon can we begin to see these queues disappear? Because just last week we had over 146 tankers have not been able to leave the trapped floods in Kogi to Abuja. Yet you see the queues everywhere in town.
And the water is going down, like I said earlier, and they have also discovered other routes.
Right. But can we talk about...
the only problem there now is because of the transport parity.
Right.
And I think an NPC will see what they can do to alleviate that.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I was just going to talk about the more, long-term approach to transporting fuel in the country.
Yes.
Can we really sustain this, trucking, tankers going from Lagos to Maiduguri and all of that? What are the more long-term solutions?
That is why I say with these PIA that will be full-blown next year, rail line will begin to make meaning. People will begin to look how to cut costs. And with gas that is also coming up, the CNG, the cost of CNG, when you now put it line by line with diesel, is a far cry. You can use maybe under 200,000 to do the same thing, 1.5 million naira for AGO. So that is why, this idea of a lot of people now, like Gas Analytical, they're bringing a new innovation into the system where a lot of trucks will be converted into gas usage, and it will do a lot of reduction in transport costs.
Okay, as Ipman, what do you make of the pipeline protection idea of, giving out contracts to private companies to protect the pipelines? any better time than now to ensure that the pipelines are not only in good shape but well protected?
But I think, like I said earlier, the PIB, when it is fully implemented, a lot of companies will now begin to manage pipeline. Look at the integrity of pipeline. If you are given a portion to manage, you will not allow vendors to come in. So that will solve a lot of issues in the sector. What I think government is doing now is just like a palliative, so that we'll begin to recover from, all these losses.
And as a player in that long value chain, all of these discoveries we've seen and all of this oil theft we've been uncovering in recent times, how do you respond to that? How does it make you feel?
It's nauseating. It's very bad because everybody is affected one way or the other. Salaries of workers, how can you pay them? When the quota of OPEC, we can meet it, is actually impacting negatively in all sectors of our economy. My take on it is that God will help us to get out of
God.
it. Thank you.
Well, like some would say, God has given us everything to actually figure these things out.
Yeah.
Let's, black marketers.
Good.
How is it that you go to a filling station right in front of the petrol station? In fact, they're not selling. The filling station is not selling. Yeah. It's under lock and key. But right in front of there, you have black marketers, young men and women carrying this 10
I think this issue should
How is that happening?
Let me tell you, we have a division of labor. This product, because of the way it's gotten now, every agency of government is also supervising it to know the number of liters you are selling. So this idea of putting everything on marketers is wrong. We have security agencies who are also in that station monitoring. Maybe some of them might have reserve tanks in their car or even this keke napep. They can construct some, when they just peak, they'll go and remove it, and it's thriving for them. But it is a known law that jerry can is not allowed even in filling station. You are aware.
Well, it's not what the paper is written on, if it's written anywhere at all.
But I know you know that you cannot buy, with your jerry can.
Yeah, but Nigerians have to power their generators. Another problem on the other hand.
That so some of them do come with their generator to fuel that is the challenge we are facing.
It's crazy.
But I think it's not going to be a permanent thing anyway.
Well, we've seen bulk passing. I know you touched on this earlier. The price differentials we're seeing across the country. Yes. For instance, Ngozi was mentioned the 1,500 in Bayelsa. You've attributed that to the flooding, cost of doing business. I'm getting it there. But it's not just this flooding. We've seen it over the years. We never have
the dry season.
Yes, we never have the same
when the
price
product
across.
Is everywhere,
despite the federal government paying for those differentials on transportation to marketers.
Let me ask you one question. Have you been seeing people, if this product is available, they will even be calling you, clean your glass? It's an abnormal situation, and it's not caused by anybody.
Not Ipman, not the depots, or depot owners.
The nature have also, made us to see this.
Yeah.
You look at family. I was watching your TV. A lot of people displaced. Some even died. It's something that everybody is not. Over 2/3 of the country is in this mess.
So is Petroleum Equalization Fund? That's
that's
supposed to,
cushion
this
the
bridging fund that they keep talking about.
Yeah.
Is it working at all?
Yeah, it's working because let me tell you for free, this fund is marketers' fund because everything is aggregated in that bucket. That is to say, if you are paying, you're also contributing to that bucket. So it's not government money, it's marketers' money, using it to equalize to those areas where it is difficult to get this product. That is what is happening. But by the time the full deregulation or implementation of this PIA, a lot of things will begin to work on itself.
All right, that would be great, including, of course, checking petrol going across Nigeria's borders.
Everything will come to play.
Thank you so much. Chinedu Okoronkwo is the National President of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.